Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Hamadi Shalom to the hopeful elect, four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing in His word. As a whole, that you all continue in sound doctrine and in the same spirit. Shalom to the Akwath, believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife, and that you continue in the faith and in the truth. Lord willing, the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. The title of this lesson, Lord willing, is edifying. Teaching His word is a gift and a responsibility. Lord willing, you take heed to these verses. First, the men, and even you women observe these words and understand the men that you're learning from, how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is dealing with them, and even you through the Rakak Wadash, in the understanding that is pushed four corners of the earth. Let's start. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter, verse 21 in the G&T. Still, I realize that I would never receive wisdom unless the Most High gave her to me. In knowing that only the Most High could give her to me was itself a sign of understanding. So I prayed, begging Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai with all my heart. Right? That's understanding, knowing that you can only get understanding from the Lord. Right? I truly believe, which we all should believe, to be the true men of the Lord, you cannot get this understanding on your own, the name of the Father, the breakdowns, right? The Rakak Wadash has to be moving in you to go search these things, to go study, right? Even what we see right now, it has to be the Rakak Wadash in you, right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai dwelling in you, to go watch videos, to be edified on what brothers is bringing out, to sharpen your faith, to sharpen your understanding. But even to believing and knowing those things, you're going to continue to pray and beg Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because that's what praying is, to beg and ask the Lord for more, for more, for more, right? And that brings us to the next precept. This is James chapter 1 verse 5. It says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, freely, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Right? So even when we was at Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 21, that shows humility of Solomon and dependence on the Most High for giving wisdom, instead of, Jake feeling like they did it on their own, right? To understand that wisdom is a divine gift from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we see it in James 1 and 5. If any man lack, let him ask of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and the Heavenly Father is going to give it freely. This perfectly mirrors the idea that wisdom must be prayed for to be granted by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yarmayan used to always say, like, say if sometimes you do a lesson and if it don't upload or the sound messed up, sometimes through the Spirit, the Lord want to see how bad do you want it, right? How bad do you want to deliver this message, right? Because even later on, if Lord willing we can get there, when we even go into the responsibility of the prophets, I can't just store up what I learn, which can be edifying for the other men, women, and children. Not just men that are not teaching, but even men that is teaching, right? Or men that are not teaching, that's sharpening up their selves, their mind, women and children, right? These lessons, us going to the highways and byways, even doing sit downs at the level that we're doing, right, is for the elect, right? This wisdom, even for myself, I don't think it's just for me to hold, because I have a gift that I believe the Lord have given me my whole life, which I used to always get made fun of, that I talk too much. And I used to always try to shield myself from talking too much, but it just happens, you know? And then now, coming in this truth, now I get to really express that talent by using the gift of gab, which I wasn't a master at. I wasn't good at until I got around brothers that actually care for me, you know, and nourish me and guide me and sharpen me up. And that's just being real honest. I had to get builded up with real brotherly love through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And guess what? This same verse, I had to pray for wisdom, knowledge, understanding like many other men. And I'm able to call a spade and know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has answered. That's another form of believing in faith, because you want to pray and not doubt, right? Let's get Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding, right? This echoes recognition that only the Most High gives wisdom, reinforcing the humility in Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter, verse 21. And the Lord is bringing forth this knowledge to a lot of us, first you men, by the teachers that you watching. I didn't come up with this on my own. It's certain things that I understand, but then I couldn't add this precept. I probably had this precept, but I didn't have that precept or that precept. The Lord moved me to watch brothers give out a distinct understanding on verses, or etymology on words, you know. And I believe, right, that was Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because man's going is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. How can a man understand his own way? Sirach 1:1. It reads, all wisdom cometh from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and is with him forever. Right? I'm reading right above the two. This part right here is connected to the prologues, but it says all wisdom cometh from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and is with him forever. Right? This shows wisdom is from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai eternally. Right? Let me get this side one before I lose it. Right? I'm always bringing this out a lot in lessons. Right? Solomon said this while he was praying to the Heavenly Father. I'll start at verse 4. He says, give me wisdom that sits by thy throne, and reject me not from among thy children. For I, thy servant and son of thy handmaid, am a feeble person, and of a short time, and too young for the understanding of judgment and laws. For though a man be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded. Right? He was saying he was a weak person. How am I going to understand judgment and law? And guess what? Without your wisdom, we are regarded as nothing. Right? We're empty. This is why brothers always say, people that don't have this wisdom, knowledge, understanding is spiritually dead. You got some in the faith that got some light, but they're spiritually dead. It's like a light flickering on and off. It doesn't consistently stay on. Right? The twist of the tongue, Salaki. Right? Let's get another one. 1 Kings chapter 3. I'm gonna just go to the point in verse 9. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? And this is Solomon again. And even for the men of the Lord, which I believe that I am, by faith. I believe that I'm a prophet by faith, right? The Lord has allowed men of today to bring forth prophecies, parables, right? Dark sayings, the law, right? To educate the sheep, edify the sheep on the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Al Shai. But through the Spirit, a lot of us is praying to the Lord for this understanding. Some of y'all been praying even before you got in this truth. Please lead me into the truth. Please show me how to truly serve you. And the Lord is trying the hearts. Because some people been praying and the Lord is looking in their heart. And guess what? They're still teaching in the name of JCAC. They screaming out Jesus. Because the Lord seeing their heart, they probably don't want to grow. They don't want to see the truth for what it really is. Yahweh Shai is the key, which he is this word. He is this wisdom, right? All things that the Heavenly Father has given unto us is through Yahweh Shai, right? So again, when we look at 1 Kings 3:9, this is an actual moment that Solomon is asking for wisdom, right? Which is lining and fulfilling exactly what is reflected in Wisdom of Solomon 8:21, right? Again, let's read it again. Still Wisdom of Solomon 8:21 in GNT, still I realize that I would never receive wisdom unless the Most High gave her to me. Solomon is saying this. We can never receive Sophia, which is in the Greek, wisdom, if Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai didn't give her unto us. And knowing that only the Most High could give her to me was itself a sign of understanding. You understand? Jake, on the other side that's listening to this video, even for me, trying to get these precepts together, do we understand that we can get none of this wisdom, none of this knowledge, none of this understanding? You would have never knew you was an Israelite if the Lord didn't wake you up, wake your ass up to this direction. Maybe you was praying in the time when you was saying Jesus, Jesus, this and this and that, and when you was in the church. And the Lord was looking way past that name and looking in your heart like he did with Paul. Paul said in 1 Timothy 1:12, the Lord enabled me because he found me faithful, so he put me in the ministry. The Lord is looking at our hearts. Jeremiah 17:10. The Lord searched the hearts, try the reins, and give every man according to his ways. He did it, man. Oh, man. And Yahweh, his name, he exists. He know that. He know the ones that truly want this, that truly needs it. Right? Let's get Job 28, verse 28. It says, unto man he said, behold, the fear of Yahweh Shem Al Shai, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding, right? Wisdom start with fearing the Most High. Solomon's recognition of this truth is wisdom itself. To fear the Lord is a form of high reverence, respect, and to be terrified of the Lord. Sit back and really think. The Lord sees all. He knows what you thinking before you do it. When you scrolling on your phone, when you searching on the internet, good or bad, what you're gonna do throughout your day, the Lord already knows. Even though I'm saying it, but how do you feel when you think about it? Right? When you going off, or when a woman is trying to absorb a man, right? When bad things happen, right? Some things that happen to us is to toughen us up. We can get afflicted. car getting stolen, tires getting thrashed, your woman getting a whole damn spirit on her, and then guess what? It's making you be angry, you be negative. Then y'all arguing. It's a spirit around. Yahweh Shema Shai is dwelling with us, right? Either good or bad. The Lord knows. DJ Cat, God did. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is setting up the left and the right. You of the faith, you're going to be more of a target because you're of this faith. Right? So we need to fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Have respect for him. Have respect for his name. Even when you're repenting, soon as you do the smallest thing, the greatest thing, or whatever you do, and your mind is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Salaki, please forgive me, please don't take your spirit. What kind of mind is that? David, when he went off, he went, Psalms 51, went to go cry out to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and repent. And David is still considered a great king. And he's going to come back in his lot. We got to truly have fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Again, we could never have none of this if the Lord didn't allow it. This is why, brothers and sisters that's truly of this faith is constantly saying Tawada Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. This is Psalms chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. Right? This reinforces that proper reverence, proper respect, and obedience to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is foundational to gaining wisdom. Right? So just imagine, the more you have a reverence for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? The more you have respect for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the more you'll grow in wisdom. The more you fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the more you'll grow in wisdom. Because this is a gift. And usually when we get gifts, we try to take care of that gift. Now, some of us do. Like you give your children a gift. You give them some shoes. You give them a necklace. They break it. But this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding has to be something precious. It's just like when, talking to you brothers, when your wife gets you something, your girl gets you something, a new lady you talking to, right? She give you a gift, right? And of course, the expression of your face is gonna tell her a lot. But then if she see you using it, right? Either the cologne or the clothes, those things. But guess what? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai trump all of that. What he has done for us, right? Him giving us wisdom, knowledge, understanding when he didn't even have to. That is a gift that we should be using, right? Let's get Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and verse 28. 27 is good too. But I just want to stay to the point. It says, for the Most High loves none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. Right? So only those who dwell with wisdom are loved by the Most High, implying not all are given this gift. Everybody is not dwelling with wisdom. You even have some of the faith that are not dwelling with wisdom, because in 1 Peter 4:17, judgment is going to begin at the house of Israel, man. So the house of the Most High, Salaki, judgment is going to happen in the house of the Most High, which is this truth, this temple. This is a spiritual temple, and it's some that's in this temple, in some cases to some folks unaware, but the men of the Lord knows. I'm bringing it out now. We know that some people was in this thing saying the name of the Lord. What did they say in Matthew 7? Did we not prophesy in that name and cast out spirits? And he tell them, I don't know you. Flee away from me, ye that do iniquity. Right? He told them, I don't know you. It's some brothers, some sisters, it's some children in this thing that's not truly of Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, but they're in this temple. That's why the Lord is going to sift us, set us apart. Because you got some of them growing while we're growing. They're growing more in wickedness, in a deceptive way, deceiving, right? And we're growing in a righteous way. That's why the Lord, in the later end, he's going to separate those false teachers because they're putting on that teacher garment. Come on, man. The Lord loveth him that dwell with wisdom, not all Israel dwelling with wisdom. Now, even when we look at the 1/3, the other men, women, and children that's not in the shoes of a teacher, right? They're even coming and dwelling with wisdom. Because how? Because they're part of the elect that believe in Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, believe in the teaching, and growing to whatever speed the Lord is allowing them to grow, right? Again, the water Yahweh B'Shem El Shai for this truth. You know, time and time again, we don't deserve it, right? Well, what is it? Second Timothy chapter 1, verse 8 to 10 in the NLT. He didn't do this because we deserve it. It was just his plan all along from the beginning to set us up, right? To give the elect wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the chosen. This Baruch 3, verse 36 to 37. He have found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved. Afterward did he show himself upon the earth, and converse with men. Yahweh Shai did. But you got to understand, this is another indicator that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is only given to the Israelites. That's why no other nation can truly come in this truth. In the kingdom, they're going to fully gravitate to the law, statutes, and commandments and the understanding of the Lord. But when we're out here prophesying, even some of the other nations that we're telling them their judgment, most of them is not accepting it. Like I did do a screen record video of an Edomite saying, look, I have to accept that I'm an Edomite and that I'm not an Israelite. That on this side is my kingdom, and it's either, I'm going to be destroyed in this next kingdom, or I'm going to be a servant under the Israelites. You're going to have some that accept it, but it's all about this word being pushed and taught, regardless if they receive it or if they don't. But when the kingdom is established, when Jacob's beginning is established, those nations are going to know, and all these other beliefs is going to be removed. It's only going to be Yahweh B'Shem El Shai in their government elect underneath them, the 144,000, and the rest of, those chosen people that actually get delivered on this side, even though all Israel is going to be above all nations. But on this side, this knowledge is only given to the Israelites. Wisdom was only given to Israel. That's why Psalms 147, verse 19 and 20. The law was only given to the servant Jacob and to Israel, right? So not all nations is given this. So that shows that the Lord is selective in who can receive this, and only the nation of Yasharallah, Israel, can receive this. The black, Latinos, the natives, the Hispanics, right? Those that received it, this is for you. Even if you don't receive this still is for you, right? Let's get Matthew, the 13th chapter, which is a great chapter. And I'm going to read verse 10 and 11. This is that parable. Or this is disciples, speaking on why you always speak in parables. And the disciple came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. This is not given to everybody. Yahweh Shai is distinctively directly saying this understanding is only given to the chosen and not the rest. It's only given because when he said, it is given unto you to know the mysteries. When we look at the disciples, they're symbolic to the 12 tribes of Israel and symbolic to the elect. The elect, as an example, is like Matthew, that was a tax collector, and the Lord said, come and follow me. And he got up and left that job, followed. Peter, the sons of Zebedee, continue, where he said, follow me, and they followed. What the rest of the 70 do? Yes, they went to a city 2 by 2 to teach the word, but when he started getting into this parable about eat my flesh, drink my blood, they started to think of an carnal mindset, and they didn't walk with Yahushua no more. But the 12 stayed, and one was a damn devil. And that just goes, the Lord is very selective. Oh, the Lord don't got a favorite. Yes, he is selective. Right? We're going to go back to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. We're going to read chapter 6 in verse 22 and 23. It says, for wisdom is according to her name, right? Which is Sophia in the Greek. But wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. Right? Wisdom is not manifested. Wisdom is not revealed unto everybody. DMX said, man, I'll be speaking to a nigga right in front of me and act like he don't hear me. Right? This wisdom, knowledge, understanding is not given to everybody. It's not revealed. It's not manifested. You know? Some things some people might get, but you'll keep going here, and there, and they won't get it. Right? Wisdom is hidden from most people, only revealed to the worthy. Right? Let me get this one. I got multiple ones that we can go to. I just don't want to drown you guys in it. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 18. That they would desire mercies of the Most High of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel his fellow should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the Most High from heaven. Right? These things was revealed unto him. Right? Verse 22. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth in him. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Right? Deuteronomy 29, verse 29. The secret things belong unto Yahweh Shemashai our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Now, for you men, right, this thing belongs to Yahweh Shemashai, but if it's revealed unto you, it belongs to you and your children after you. This is why this is such a gift. And this lesson is both ways. It's for y'all and for me. So I'm in this thing. You know, Yahweh Ratazah, he keeps me in it. I want to be in it, please. Right? Bubba Kashaw. But for me to be in it, for you to be in this thing, what is that? What is that stem? If you got this, it's revealed to you, and it belongs to you and your children. It belongs to you if you have a wife and she wants to dwell with you. Guess what? Even if she's dwelling with you and she's not in this faith, you know, she's still dwelling with you. When Yahweh Shai come, she's going to reap that benefit under you, man. But for those that's of this faith, those sisters that are very few in this thing, right? You still got growing to do, right? But that the Lord is dealing with you where you actually have a desire for this. You're saying the name of the Lord. You playing your role. Even though your flesh fight, hell no, man, I want it this way, I want it that way. You fighting yourself to be the best that you can as a true woman, right? Which lines up with, if the kingdom is within you, we should be moving different. If the kingdom is within me, and teaching Yahweh Shem Shai word is a gift, I'm going to handle this gift with care because it is my responsibility as a man of the Lord. Whoo, you see it now? So for those that get this truth, you have to, since it's revealed unto you, take care of it, apply it, maintain it, maximize it within you in all angles that is pointed to you, a man, a woman, or a child. However it works, do the most for your salvation. Do the most for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. He didn't have to reveal this to us. He didn't have to. Literally, he didn't have to. Right? Let's get this classic. We keep bringing this one out. Romans 11, verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right? Even within Israel, only the elect receive wisdom and understanding. And guess what? That wisdom and understanding is the kingdom within you. Luke the 17th chapter, verse 21. The kingdom is within you. What is that? It's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's the Ruach HaKodesh. Go, if you got it, go to Ephesians 1 and 14 in the Amplified Bible. Right? The Ruach HaKodesh is the first installment. Right? That is part of our inheritance. That is a part of the kingdom. And we get that on this side spiritually because the kingdom is within you. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? He even said it in St. John 7 and 38 and 39. Right? Out of your belly's going to flow ever living water. But he spake of the Spirit. Second Esdras, the 14th chapter. You can read the 45 to 47. I'm always saying this in multiple videos. But only the wise, right, were given the other 70 books that, everybody else didn't get, which the wise is the prophets, the men of the Lord. And what was flowing in them was wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which was symbolic to water. That's how we be reborn. And if you're reborn, it's all Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Right? Now, let's go to this one. Second Esdras, the 8th chapter, verse. We're gonna read. Let's get, just so y'all can get more points out of it. The second Esdras chapter 8, verse 56. Really to 62. We just gonna do 62. Second Esdras chapter 8, verse 56 to 62. It says, for when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. Moreover, they had trodden down his righteous, and said in their heart that there is no power, yea, in that knowing they must die. For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that men should come to naught, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. And therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not shown unto all men, but unto thee, and a few like thee. Then answer I and said, right? The Most High reveals wisdom to only a few. It's not for everyone. That's the same as in many are called, but few are saved. Come on, man. Many are not going to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Why you don't see a whole bunch of Pharisees, right? The main ones, the chief ones, the ones that was persecuting come into this faith. Because they all stem from the root of their forefathers, right? Who was all up into the law, right? And fully wasn't developed into understanding Yahushai. That's who the Pharisees and Sadducees stem from. Those of the Harmonian Israelites, which is from the tribe of Levite, who are calling themselves kings and priests, right? And then you got other men, women, and other children or teens that didn't accept this truth. Guess what? Because it's not revealed unto them. Is it unrighteous with the Lord? No. No, it's not. God forbid it's not. This is Proverbs 3:32. It says, For the forward is the abomination of Yahweh Hashem El Shai, but his secret is with the righteous. Right? Only the righteous gets the secrets, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Hashem El Shai. These are secrets. When somebody whispering, pss, 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 and then somebody just standing there like, man, I don't like y'all whispering. Like, what's the secret? Like, come on, man. You know, when you were kids, you had a clubhouse or something, or in your room, and then somebody had to do a secret code or a secret knock. If they don't got the knock, they can't come in. Everybody don't got these secrets, man. Right? So now, let's deal with the point of the responsibility, of the prophets. Right? The responsibility of the prophets. Lord willing, we can make this quick. This is Ezekiel 3, verse 17 to 18. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman. The Lord made Ezekiel a watchman, let alone the other prophets that's in this thing. They're watchmen of the sheep. They're a watchman watching the other nations, right? Preparing the sheep for the sword. Unto the house of Israel, therefore, hear the word at my mouth. Give them warning of me from me, right? We are ambassadors, preachers. We are middlemen for Yahweh Hashem El Shai. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood I will require at thy hand. This means that this ministry, you're demanded to do this, man. Especially if you have the talent of a prophet, right? This is a watchman's duty. If you understand, you must warn the elect, man. If you don't, their blood is on your hands. You're warning the elect. You're even warning the 2/3, man. If they don't turn from their unrighteousness, right? That's the Lord's going to collect that debt. But if you not warning them, that goes back to, I think, Lord willing, I think I got a video on it. Brothers would say, the GMS want to rebuke everybody, or they affiliates want to rebuke everybody. But y'all don't do this to them. But then when you look back, don't you know you rebuking people that are not of the faith? You don't got nothing against that. But when it comes to this truth and brothers are not in the same understanding, you teach us something off, you think brothers just gonna let that go? No, because we're held accountable, because we're watchmen. Not just only for those not of the faith, but you're watchmen of those in this walk, that say they in this walk. Yahweh Shai was cutting up the Pharisees, talking about, oh, they ignore the traditions of our elders. That's the tradition of the elders, washing their hands before you eat. They're saying that they sinning if they don't. The Lord already gave us what we can do, what we can't do. It's not about some nigga making up his own stuff. He cut him. What about the superscription? Cut him. We supposed to be shaking their hand, yes, to these other nations, but even at your brother Jake, your sisters, in or out this truth, it doesn't matter, right? Let's get this Jeremiah chapter 1. We're going to read 5 to 7. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Talking to Yahweh, Hashem El Shai speaking to Jeremiah. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Yahweh Shemashai, power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But Yahweh Shemashai said unto me, say not I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Right? Being chosen means no excuses. You must go and speak the word boldly. Right? When we go to Jeremiah 20:9, he said, I'm not going to speak in his name no more. He was saying he wasn't going to speak in the name of Yahweh Shemashai no more. But then the Lord put a fire in him, and he started spewing out the word. When you're called, hey, no stopping it. This is another reason I can see it. I agree with it. When Apostle Tahar said the elect can't be removed out this truth because they were already programmed in the heavens to come in this thing. If you're not fully in this, you're being lazy, you're not being persistent, you're not feeding, or you want to take breaks off, you come and go as you please. Guess what? You're not of this. And guess what? The kingdom of heaven is not within you. I think I'm going to keep saying that, man. Always examine yourself, because the kingdom should be within you. You should be able to see it. If the kingdom within you, you correcting yourself. Do you find yourself rebuking yourself from doing something? The kingdom within you is not going to stand for laziness, disobedience unto Yahweh Shemashai. Not trying to do the best that you can by establishing the law, the things that you can do on the side while being in captivity. Playing your role as a man or a wife. Playing your role, right, in this ministry as a prophet or a teacher. Come on, man. Ain't no excuses if you're chosen. Ain't no excuses if you called to be a prophet. Ain't no excuses, man. Right? When you get a job and then you get a promotion, there's no excuses for that promotion. There's no excuses for that position. If you got that promotion and you accepted it, now you gotta stand up for that title, man. Right? The second Ezra, the 15th chapter, verse 1 and 3. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh Shemashai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incruity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right? And real quick, the Lord had these scriptures written on paper because they're faithful and true. We're not here to doubt anything of these scriptures, right? So again, the prophet is commanded to speak. And even in that time, they were commanded to write the truth. No matter what the opposition, what it doesn't matter what opposition comes, right? Let's get this real quick. We're about to close real soon, y'all. Again, Lord willing, this is edifying. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 19 to 21, it says, we have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn, and the day star arise in your hearts, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scriptures of any private interpretation. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of men, but holy men of the Most High spake as they were moved by the Ruach HaKodesh. Go read 2 Ezra, the 14th chapter, KJV and GNT. You'll see Ezra was put a spirit upon him to prophesy from sun up, sundown, and he was even talking at night, and the men writing down the words, because they were rewriting the first 5 books of the Bible, and they were writing in the alphabet that no man knew. The Lord put a spirit upon them so that they understood, had wisdom and understanding of what they were writing. That wouldn't make that they're going to write it and not have understanding of what they're writing. The Lord put the spirit on them. Right? Go read it. Because what we just said from the verse we read before, right? 2 Ezra 15, 1 and 3, right? They're commanded to speak and to write these words, because he said he had them written on paper. So then we write on stone, pyrex, animal skin, clay. Now it's written on paper. 2 Peter 1, 19 to 21. Now, you want to go find yourself reading 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter. I believe you start at verse 28, but if you want for edification's sake, read it in the KJV and the GNT, and you'll see that the Spirit, the Lord poured the Spirit on them to understand. And there was no ifs. They were writing from sun up to sundown, and then you had Ezra speaking from sun up to sundown. Like, come on, man. The power of Yahweh Shema Shai be moving. Right, let's get this. Matthew, the 10th chapter. Verse 27 to 28. And it reads, it says, all things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son, but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father, save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. Salaki. Oh, Salaki. Forgive me, y'all. I'm in my bag. I knew something wasn't clicking. Salaki. Don't write that verse down. Right? This is Matthew 10. And you probably heard me quote Matthew 10. And it was at Matthew 11. This Matthew 10, verse 27 to 28. Salaki again. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the air, that preach ye upon the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Right? So Yahweh Shai, he's saying, don't be scared of men, but speak the truth publicly. Right? So we shouldn't fear what man gonna do to us. You have to understand, history-wise, what the apostles had to go through. Even the old prophets. Elijah, he was thinking he was the last one, and they were seeking to kill him. You see in Isaiah 30 and 10, speak smooth things unto us. The real prophets of the Lord, the real men of the Lord, are not liked by everybody. It's going to be a few, which is real secretive, right? Which is really the elect, that believe in the prophets because they come in the power and spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. But all the prophets are not going to be loved and liked by everybody until Yahweh Shai come, that fame come out, right? And then in the kingdom, they're going to be celebrated, right? But right now, the real men of the Lord, they're not liked by everybody, and that's good. I want to be a part of them. I want to be a symbolic to a bum like Lazarus. I don't want to be liked by everybody, because then my head gonna blow up like an airhead, and then I'm gonna be just like these Eleazars and all these other congregations that want to make a name for themselves on the side. Man, fuck this side. Push the name, magnify, manifest Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? Let's get this. Amos chapter 3 in verse 7 and 8. Surely Yahweh B'Shem Shai power would do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. The lion have warred. Who will not fear? Yahweh B'Shem Shai power have spoken. Who can but prophesy? Right? If the Most High speak to you, you have to prophesy. It's not optional. We see in verse 7, right? But he revealeth his secrets unto the prophets. The lion have warred. Who will not fear? Yahweh Shema Shai have spoken. Who can but prophesy? The Lord was, when Jeremiah, when he said he was waking up early, but they turned the back unto them and not the face, right? That was Jeremiah speaking, but it was Yahweh speaking through him. So when they was turning their face to Jeremiah, because the prophets come in the power and the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, you turn your back, you walking past them when they on the street, you ain't acknowledging the word is coming out and be like, dang, the truth is coming out. Guess what? You doing it to Yahweh Shema Shai. Acts 5 and 39. A lot of y'all is wrestling with the Lord. When you ignoring the Lord, you're wrestling against him. When you don't care, you're wrestling against the Lord. When you had a I don't give a fuck spirit, you're wrestling against Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This is Sirach chapter 4, I'm getting the classic. Verse 28, strive for the truth until death, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai shall fight for thee. Right? The prophet's life is about the truth. It's about Yahweh the prophet's life is in the hands of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. Lord willing, if I get to do this short live, right? Dealing with Salaki. Matthew the 13th chapter, verse 44 to 47. Right? This wisdom and knowledge is treasure. Right? Treasure found, but just like that the one guy in Matthew the 19th chapter, where he was rich and Yahweh Shai said, give everything and sell it or give it to the poor. And he left sorrowful because he had precious things. When it comes to this truth, you got to be willing to give everything up. What did Peter say? Because he said, we have forsaken everything for you. The Lord said, I'm going to give you 100-fold because you did that. We put a lot of things on hold for the Lord. We don't give a lot of things our time. You know, most of the men of the Lord time is given to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's good. That's great. Continue to do it. Right? Because again, the prophet life is about truth, even until death. No compromising. The real men of the Lord is not compromising shit. Some things might be spontaneous. It might just happen. The man be like, you know what? Hey, I ain't doing it. Hey, your love. Or I'm about to go do this. But most of the time, a man is meditating, having conversations, thinking about the Lord, or trying to do a lesson. Most men really want peace, so they can think. Sometimes a man could just be doing his own thing. Like you could be driving. You could be sitting at the water, right? Not doing nothing, and your mind can flow. You know, you can think better even more where you ain't thinking about a bill, you ain't thinking about a woman, you ain't thinking about a child, you ain't even thinking about a balloon, you ain't thinking about nothing. But that moment comes when the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, you start meditating on that lesson, that chapter, that lesson the brother did. And then it started to accumulate, and then guess what? A fire might come. You might do 3 lessons. You might do a lesson, right? You might do a live. You might do a live that's accumulated to 2 lessons, you know? Really, your life is really given to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, truly. But because you feel like you got free will and you could just move around, you try to do for you and not for him. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 6 and 8. It says, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophesy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Our ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence, and he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Right? So if you have the gift of prophesying, you must use it. It's not just knowledge for yourself, like I said earlier. This is not about us being stingy. Now, if you have the talent, that really should hit you. Don't be stingy, because the Lord gave you the gift to be able to bring light, bring the spiritual imagination. When brothers speak of the kingdom or the chariot or peace, you start through the spirit, imagine how beautiful it looks, right? It's times where I'm hearing the word, I try to imagine it. It's just like watching Prince of Egypt. You get to see the image of it. But when this true word coming out, you get to have an image in your mind like, man, this sounds amazing. Every time when I speak about the kingdom or I speak about this word, I have thoughts of the kingdom, fresh air, peace, women in order, love, care, so-and-so, right? So I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Lord willing, this is edifying to the sheep. Double honors to the elder apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, teach well through the Spirit. A mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit. Lord willing, as a whole, that y'all continue in sound doctrine and in the same spirit. Shalom to the Akwat Yom, believers in His faith and His truth. Lord willing, you continue in His faith and His truth and continue to pursue your lot. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in faith. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 21 in the GNT. Still I realized that I would never receive wisdom unless the Most High gave her to me. And knowing that only the Most High should give her to me was itself a sign of understanding. So I prayed, begging Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai all my heart. Salaki. So I prayed, begging Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai with all my heart. Shalom, shalom, abba, abba.